not exactly hidden. And the preliminary reporting has confirmed there is a second dark forest on Lilb Tulelb. The mushroom forest of the southern hemisphere is reacting to stimuli and responding intelligently to the presence of people. This has opened up debates on whether or not Apuk are the only sentient species to emerge from Surbo, as it's now been proven that their dark forest is capable of reproduction. And Dale turns off the news report. He was in the Morrow home. It was part office, part high-rise, and a great deal of it was packed up and ready to go. She was clearly planning on moving sometime soon. Dale was vaguely interested in where he'd be bringing Mux Morrow to next when he got homesick, or just wanted to be with his mother rather than all the gents in the dark forest. To say the man was exhausted would be to undersell things to an insane degree. It would have been easier to bring back 1,000-strong herd one at a time, and then skinning and prepping all the meat for a small city. Being there, right at ground zero time after time as parent and child reunited, some for the first time in decades, exhilarating and comforting at first, but exhausting and depressing after a far shorter while than you would assume. The sheer scope of everything had wrung him out like a rag, and he just needed a few minutes' rest after bringing Mux Morrow and Jeth Erla to Marley Morrow's office home. They were already exhausted from the exercises for the day, and Dale hadn't had a break in way too damn long. So he was just sitting and trying to bring some energy back into himself after both boys decided to start sawing logs in Mux's room. Of the three boys, Cal's Tarn was at his own family's home. One of his older sisters was having a birthday, and Dale was all for spending time with family, especially as it let him relax all the more. So what was it like? So many children in need of help? Marley Morrow asks. And Dale sighs. She's directly behind him. He's in one of the soft plush chairs in her living room. It's almost enough to just sink into and sleep. Infuriating and exhausting. Infuriating that people would put children in such a position. Exhausting to deal with it. There's only so many times you can reunite a mother and son before the fact that it still must be done exhausts you, Dale says. I don't regret it, and if I had to do it all over again right now I would, but it is draining.
So you're tired. I'm still plenty mobile, ma'am. Now what is it you wanted to talk about exactly? Wow. He turns to face her and gets an eyeful. The average galactic woman is gorgeous. There's no debate about that. But a galactic woman in a tight button-up shirt that leaves her stomach exposed. A jacket that does not fit around her breasts that strain at the button-up. It's enough to make a man's mouth run dry. She saunters around the chair to reveal that she has on an equally tight and tiny pencil skirt with a slit up the side. And as he sits up straight, she slinks into his lap, and all thoughts of exhaustion are gone. Before he even consciously registers what's clearly going on, his left hand has found its way around her waist and to her hip. So, how long has this been planned? He asks, and Marley Morrow giggles. Since you started being the father my little Mux needed but never had, let's be very clear. You've been my little boy's father in every way but one. You're right. I haven't done his mother yet, have I? Dale asks, and then he suddenly freezes as he hears a door open. You're late, Marley Morrow sing-songs at the new arrival. Dale looks over the top of the chair and sees Quor Urla in a long, all-concealing coat. Just finalizing some things with my daughters for the big move. Big move? Dale asks. He can tell he's in the middle of people plotting things around him, but he trusts these women. Hell, he's been raising their sons and part of their lives for months now. He knows them both, but both of them moving at the same time, both moving on him at the same time. This has clearly been planned out. Big move. We've been getting ready for a while. Between Marley's promotion, the price drop in Nodoc, and you, we've come to an agreement. Quor Urla purrs as she saunters over. The coat is opened, and before Dale can respond, Quor joins Marley in his lap, wearing only black lingerie and a white apron reading Kiss the Cook in modern Cinder tongue. Now we can't be too loud. Our little boys are in the next room over. But Dale, darling, we are making one thing very clear to you tonight, Marley Morrow says as both women wrap an arm around his shoulder and lean in. This is happening. We are happening. You've been too good to us and our boys for anything else. My daughters already adore you and can't wait to have you as a proper father. Cor Urla purrs, but I've barely spoken to them.
Barely spoken, he says. He's brought nothing but joy and answered every question they can dream of honestly and promptly. But he's barely spoken to them. Cor Urla mocks. Dale starts and Marley Morrow puts a finger to his lips. Darling, you've been so very good to us. Let us be good to you. Let us be good for our children. Let us be one. Marley Morrow explains and Dale smiles. Well, putting it that way, I suppose I'm obligated morally to make love to a pair of gorgeous, intelligent women with the full approval of both of their entire families, aren't I? Dale asks with a grin. Indeed, you're so focused on doing the right thing. Well, right now it's us, Cor Urla says, and he nods. I think we need to take this to the bedroom. Quiet like though, I don't think the boys will appreciate waking up to Mommy and Daddy's adult fun. Dale says, showing that he's very much found his second wind and is very strong as he effortlessly rises with a woman in each arm and strolls without strain to the master bedroom, morning my sweet. Mux Morrow's mother greets him as he staggers to the table. He doesn't pay much attention to the dark blue housecoat she's got on in the morning. It's normal. Morning, tired. Well, that's what happens when you get up in the middle of the night and play video games until dawn, Dale says as he tends to breakfast and Mux Morrow freezes. He looks, and Dale is there. He rubs his eyes and the human is still there. He's there in soft black track pants and a gray sleeveless shirt that exposes the pale scar on his shoulder in the shape of the undaunted emblem. Why are you here? Mux Morrow asks as he fully wakes up. In his bedroom, he can hear a thump as Jeth Urla wakes up too. Why wouldn't I be here? Dale asks immediately. Darling, don't tease him. Mux's mother chides him and Mux freezes and thinks. Wait. Are you? Is this? Mux Morrow, being a prepubescent little boy, has neither the experience nor instinct to fully understand what's going on beyond the idea that things are changing. Wait until Jeth wakes up so I can explain it to you both at the same time, okay? Dale asks, and Mux Morrow frowns. Maybe after some bacon? Oh, bacon, Mux Morrow cheers. Bacon, Jeth Urla demands and rushes out before freezing when he sees Dale. Mr. Dale, what are you doing here? He's got something important to say. Cor Urla notes as she emerges from the nearby bathroom that she's in comfortable-looking pajamas with little flame patterns all over, instantly says she spent the night here. Did the adults have a slumber party too? Mom, what are you doing here? It's tied into what I'm still doing here, Dale says, enjoying the little floor show. Now, how do you want your eggs? In the bacon grease or a little cleaner? In the bacon. The boys cheer and he nods. Boys know what they like. Breakfast is a lively affair after the prerequisite light scolding for being up so late and being told, no, they will not have a nap later today, they're just going to have to deal with being tired today. The conversation swings around to what Dale's still doing there. So, there's a few ways to answer that. There's the answer that's not happening in that it's inappropriate for boys your age. One you'll figure out really easily after you get old enough, so don't worry about it. There's the funny way to say it, the polite way to say it, or I can just let you two guess. Some weird extra training, Mux Morrow asks. Apparently, they want to guess. Nope. Dale answers with a grin. Do you have to tease them? Cor Urla asks with a bit of a smile. It's not teasing, it's playing, Dale counters. You're acting funny, Jeth Urla says. All of you are. Something good happened last night. That's the thing you'll figure out when you're older, by the way. Don't worry about it, Dale says. and both boys look more confused. Is it something to do with the move? Mux Morrow asks. Something, Dale teases and gets a flick on the shoulder from Cor Urla. What? I'm having fun. Fun, he says, Cor Urla says with a shake of her head. Children, Dale is going to be your father now. We're going to be a family. Really? Jeth Urla asks. Finally. Mux Morrow cheers. Finally? Dale asks, somewhat incredulously. Yeah, my mom and Jeth's mom have been making funny eyes at you all the time. Oh, is that what you did last night? That thing that grown-ups like to do that involves a lot of naked kissing and only happens on shows that try and tell me not to watch them. Mux Morrow explains and Dale's eyebrows go up. So they are sneaking porn and horror movies. Damn, he's already good as their father because that's what he did to his.
How did you get past the parental controls? Marley Morrow asks as Dale shakes a little, trying to keep the laughter in. The electronics store has a bunch of hollow screens in the back, and if you hook up one of the ones that's turned off to the broadcast antenna, then it can go on all the channels that the normal ones don't go to. Oh, so that's how you did it. Easier than figuring out the password at any rate, Dale remarks as he takes a sip of his water. Ah, kids. Heart attack of the parents and already up to trouble. No, Mom's is fingerprint activated, Mux Morrow states. There's ways around that. Dale assures him. Don't encourage this. I'm not encouraging it. They've already gotten plenty sneaky and have a clear natural talent for information gathering. It's a good skill to have. Dale defends himself from Marley as Quor giggles into her hand. So does that mean you peed on my mom? Jeth Urla asks, right as Dale is about to take another sip of water, and he exhales into the glass so hard he splashes himself in the face. Jeth! Quor Urla exclaims as Dale shakes with repressed laughter. What? Jeth Urla asks. That's incredibly inappropriate. Is it because it's gross? No, Dale says before coughing into his fist to expel the last of the giggles. It's more than that. Things that you do on your bed besides sleeping, sitting, or things like that. They're considered private, and it's inappropriate to talk about private things or ask about them. So, eating in bed is private? Jeth Urla asks. No, but it is messy. You can get crumbs in your bed, and that may attract bugs. No one likes bugs in the bed. Well, except maybe bug people, but that's invite only, Dale answers. So, are you my mom now too, Miss URLA? If Dale's my dad now and he's with both of you, are you both my mom now? Mux's Morrow asks, looking back and forth between all three of them. Ah, right, well, the way it works is fairly simple. I'm your other mother. Your birth mother is your main mother, so she's the one you go to first for anything. She's the most important one to you. But I can help too. If she's not around and you need something from your mother, I'm the other mother you go to, understand? I think so, Mux Morrow says. So what's it mean to have a dad? Jeth Urla asks. It means that I'm going to protect, teach, and love you both. I'm going to support you two and your sisters and any other brothers or sisters you get and help you all grow up as strong as you can.
But you're already doing that for us, Mux Morrow says, which is why not much will change for you two. It's just more official now. Oh, and after the move, you both will be going home to the same place and I'll be around a whole lot more. Really? Really? So I hope you don't mind little buddies, but I'm going to be an even bigger part of your lives, Dale says, and Jeth Urla looks thoughtful. Is something wrong? No, but can we call you Dad now? I'd like that, Dale says, and both boys rush around the table and give him a hug. You smell funny, Mux Morrow says after a few moments, and Dale laughs. He gives both Cor Urla and Marley Morrow a glance, and they both realize exactly what is being smelt. Yes, I haven't had time to shower yet today. Dale replies pointedly, not bringing up why he smelt funny. Even if there was good odds, both kids knew on some level.